All right, we jump back out here into the space travel and let's see exactly where we can go. We got to chart some new routes, but I'm not sure how that's gonna work here. It did absolutely nothing for me. So let's see, where do we need to go? The crew will have to rely slowly on their own strength and Emperor's front. We'll go and fight this. I didn't want to, but freak it. Let's go. Heinrich, you're out of there, bro. You definitely got to go sit down for a little bit. After that last fiasco, we got to sit you down for a little bit, bro, because you and that dangle Inquisition, I can't trust none of y'all. What's today? Today's the 7th.
Know your duty. Grovel before the faithful. Surrender to the dark powers!
I am a navigator, not a servitor. If I may... I'm afraid not. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Doubt is for the weak.
Yo, she shot him with that.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
High momentum.
I am his will made manifest. Each strike is a break.
Yo, Argenta's going crazy again.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
We're gonna let them come to us.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless.
What did he throw like some weak grenade on us? They don't know what she can do now. They had no clue. She is freaking exterminating people.
If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet monkey. If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet monkey. I understand your intent.
Function successfully terminated.
Yo, we got some new stuff. What do we got here? He got intimidation now. I got to give him credit. He's definitely leveled up a little bit. Anything with orange is good out here.
Running binary code. My competencies are not that universal. The Emperor commands. Actions will speak louder than words. I will not be deterred. Rejoice in service.
My place is at the fort.
Let's get all these Nurgles up here because all these plague people got to go.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. You don't frighten me. Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm a navigator, not a servitor. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Doubt is for the weak. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it.
In the name of House Orcelio, I shall prevail.
I just gotta let them keep coming where we're at. 'Cause I don't know where they're at.
My reckoning will be swift. Just designate a target. No weakness is hidden from my sight. Hear you moving. No more.
She's melting people with
I
this
am
thing.
not your Xenos pet monkey.
Exposed as no one room.
I've suffered worse.
Help me, Lord Captain!
Where's these dudes at? Let's see. Way over here. See if they move out.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged. As the Emperor commands, I act. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain.
Swift and silent.
Yeah, we gotta get these bums to run down here.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. May the Divine's will be done!
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Guided by faith.
Advancing.
I will endure.
I am the chosen weapon that will crush the heathens. And so shall it be done. May my wrath be thy undoing. Let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. That's not the Seneschal's job.
Bro, I was trying to make them hit freaking Argenta like a dummy.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Emperor, give me strength. Me? If you insist, Lord...
Let us walk this path to the end.
So we got to try to get to, where are we trying to get to, man? We can either go here and get that over with, or Smargdus Mundus. I don't know where that's at. Where is the Smargdus Mundus? Or we can try to get to there. Where is this? Because there's some places we haven't been yet. These three right here. And then one of them is right there. All right, let's make it. Come on. says Lord Captain Phoebus 6 begs for help. Something terrible prowls the planet, searching for a way to wipe out the planet's inhabitants. Victims died in small groups at first, so they dismissed it as simple accidents, a poisoning, a crashing transport, a fire. But the death toll has started to rise, and explaining everything as a mere coincidence is no longer an option. The enemy appears to be testing out different methods of killing your subjects, like it's looking for the most efficient way to murder as many of them at once as possible. Our pick traps sometimes catch sight of blurry dark shadows walking among the people, but no one has actually seen it with their own eyes. What kind of accidents are happening? Any ideas? The art of hunting relies on the art of hiding. You cannot see your target to make it so the target cannot see you. Deceive its senses and seize your advantage. Made a hunter finds patience. All right. We got some new mechanism. Which one do we have to go to? Mundus Valencius? We need to go to this right here. Or we can try to get to one of those. Start going this. All right, we got another fight. And then I think this will close out girl's side quest. Hopefully it'll close out her whole thing, because I'm tired of looking for these people. They ain't never over here anyway. Everywhere we've been, they never been there. Or they're already dead.
Pain cleanses the body.
We shall reclaim
I will
what is
deliver
rightfully
glorious
ours.
retribution.
Okay.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Dang.
Fall, creatures! I understand your intent. Hear you moving, no more.
My vow is to serve. Your desire condemns you. Request approved. Running binaric override. The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Victory is imminent. Indeed. I took care of this one. It will be done. No matter the cost. A tactically sound approach. At your beck and call. I will do my duty.
Rejoice, sir. Your corrupt way has failed you. I am but a vessel of a higher purpose. Your end is nigh. And so it shall be done. Rejoice in service. The Emperor commands. And so shall it be done. I will not be deterred.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. I'll do it. For you, my Emperor! Power resides in the will of the righteous. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Rejoice in battle! Eradicate it.
That was pretty light. That wasn't too bad right there.
My faith shields me!
The divine watches over us.
How dare you!
Oh, this is where we got to get the stash from. The Cloak of Shadows. Whenever the wearer deals damage with an attack of opportunity, they gain the Shrouded effect. This effect does not stack. Shrouded as long as the wearer has the Shrouded effect, but becoming the target of an attack, they automatically dodge. Was this really all we came here for? Margolis Mundus. That's where we got to go there. All right, let's get out of here then. We got to figure out a way to get back over here now, which sucks because everything is. Oh, we got at least 2 of these things now. Crew have to solely. Crew gonna have to deal with that one on their own. Okay, we're trying to get over here so we can get to these 3. Let me see something. If we go over here, let's go. Well, I ain't got time to wait. Let's get this. Oh, where do I think I'm going then? That's a footfall. Oh, we out of here then, bro. There ain't nothing here. We don't got no business to be in there. We can go this way. Did we have something with some rumors somewhere? Oh, perfect. We already explored this. All right, we out of here then. I don't know how we're going to get over there. Send patrols to the affected chamber. I don't know how to get to that. Uncharted. Let's go see what this guy talking about. Greetings, what can I do for you? Provides 125 points of protection. Need that. I think something's about to go down right here.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
We just took off. All right, let's see what's up now. I know this dude's gonna say something crazy. Greetings, your lordship. Your timing is impeccable. It says, may the Emperor grant you strength and some time to rest. I'm told you have business with me. I appreciate your willingness to dispense the ceremony and get right to the point. Sister. The Battle Sister's eyes gleam as the Lord Inquisitor addresses her. May your path be blessed. It is gratifying to see that the trials endured by the Expanse have failed to extinguish the flame of your fortitude. Lady Navigator Cassia. I hear that House Orselio is going through a difficult time. Change is coming. I sincerely hope it is for the better. Your colors, Lord Inquisitor, are as rich as they are multifaceted. I have never encountered anything like it before. Unclouded hues flowing from one to the next. Amazing harmony, amazing and frightening. That a man of such status and talent has taken an interest in well-being of the Navis Nobilite house is a great honor. I escaped from Kamara, where I was held captive by Xenos. You escaped from the dark city, a feat that few have accomplished. Truly, I congratulate you on an exceptional performance, and I won't even mar your triumph by telling you that the Inquisition will, of course, be watching you very closely henceforth. I sincerely hope that your grand escape was not part of the Xenos' devious machinations. Bro, you're terrible. Yet I am surprised that this Xenos is still alive. What is it, your lordship? Sentimentality, revenge, cold calculation? If you do not finish her off yourself, send word when you have tired of her. My acolytes will be only too eager to learn from her secrets. I have looked into the eyes of death and of creatures far more dangerous than you. Do not try to frighten me. One of your acolytes accused you of cooperating with Xenos. I will remind you that the particulars of the Inquisition's work lie far beyond the rogue trader's purview, but given the circumstances, yes, acolyte Lightenhert's words are true. It has been several years since I established contact with the Drukhari. They informed me of upcoming raids, and I thwarted them. I kept the Expanse safe while the Xenos were absorbed in their internal squabbles, which are little of interest to me. Strictly speaking, one might regard my actions in this situation as unorthodox, and at the very least, in reality, however, they are undoubtedly beneficial. Acolyte Lightenheart has demonstrated her inability to surmount the bounds of convention, and had she been in my position, the Expanse would have likely already fallen under the blows of the present crisis. Fortunately for you, she is not, and the Drukhari, drained by their power struggles and bereft of their best raiders, can do nothing more than run from my fleets. Your lordship, I hope it goes without saying that I would appreciate you not spreading dangerous and misleading rumors going forward, and keeping the content of this conversation private. Given the current state of affairs, I would have to treat such actions as subversive, so I thank you in advance for your considerate silence. What is the current situation in the Expanse? Echoed the final dawn, the Drukhari raiders are vying with each other to see who can cause us the greatest turmoil. I have mobilized all forces I can to repel the attacks, which is why we are still alive. Combined militia brigades are hunting for Xenos and guarding convoys, and expeditionary platoons under my command are crushing heretic rebellions. The situation is unstable, but I will not pretend that I was prepared for this crisis. However, we have not lost our footing yet. What has prompted the Drukhari to act so brazenly? Prisoner interrogations indicate that an incident occurred in the Dark City that the Xenos call a disjunction, a dimensional calamity that forced them to step up their raids in real space. Their audacity speaks to their desperation, which in turn will translate into new trials for his servants. And so your quest for revenge has brought forth a new era of suffering for Monkey and Lantok. Are you satisfied? What has the cult of Final Dawn become? The warp is raging. This baleful sign as always portends change, and crisis beget desperation. The most fertile ground for heresy. I believe that arch enemies' servants think that their time has come, or perhaps this day was marked in the profane scripture as the date of the end of existence. I will not trouble myself with further attempts to make sense of their blasphemous doctrine. They are bent on destroying us all, and so they must be destroyed. What makes you think you are capable of commanding the whole sector? Do you see a better candidate for the job? I may no longer be in the first flush of youth, but believe me when I say that there are many things I would much rather be doing than playing constable to the Coronis Expanse. But alas, every ruler in our sectors chose to confine their concern to the well-being of their own holdings, whereas I alone must take care of all. So you have mobilized all forces, but not House von Valesians. Are you not standing before me now? While your status remained unclear, I preferred not to requisition the resources of Von Valencia's protectorate. Your people dealt with the Euron Cruel's agents and the Xeno raids. That was enough for me, but now is the time to add your might and talents to the scales. But you must have an ingenious plan to save the Expanse. If such a plan were to exist, information about it will be of utmost secrecy. I suggest you focus on the current strategy of putting out each fire as you encounter it. I see no need to get bogged down in the details. To apprise you of all the information I currently possess would require more time than we have. What was the dispute between you and Winterscale about? His lordship deemed it more important to show off his stubbornness than to safeguard the interests of the Expanse. Stupidity of the most burdenous kind, but my sources inform me that he nevertheless has joined my efforts against the Xenos, so I have decided to stay any sanctions for a time. Why do you think he acted that way? His lordship have long displayed a susceptibility to corrupting ideas. His loss of interest in the managing of his protectorate and his appetite for violence drew my notice some time ago. The only question that remains unanswered is how many agents of the arch enemies have infiltrated his entourage. Did you even try to discuss it with him, or did you immediately set him on Incendia? Despite the impression I may have created, I am not a schoolmaster obliged to rein in misbehaving rogue traders. Caligos rejected the call to fulfill his duty to the Emperor. What discussion was there to be had? Rest assured, his lordship will face the consequences of his actions. Are you aware of the changes Insidia has wrought on Footfall? Naturally, her leadership has done me an invaluable service by taking on the task of instilling order on the station. Though her style of leadership seems unnecessarily brutal to me, on the whole, her actions have not exceeded the bounds I set. If you think she is unnecessarily brutal, why have you not intervened? I entrusted the task to her leadership, and she is executing it competently. And secondly, are you unaware of what I am striving to do here? At present, I am trying to prevent the deaths of billions, yet you ask me why I'm choosing not to save hundreds. I helped her force the station into submission. I'm pleased to see the rogue trader can indeed work together. This serves as proof that you are a worthy candidate for the mission that I'm about to give you. What help do you want from me? Frosher, if you please. To my chagrin, the ability to be in two places at once does not number among my talents. That is why I wish for you to serve in my stead. I place such trust in very few people, you understand. You will feel what it is to walk on my shoes and attempt to compel a gaggle of quarrelsome blockheads to work together. You will reconquer Euphrates II for me. Frosher, another recap. This one has gone cold. Pascal jerks his head up, clearly recognizing the name that he just uttered. He says, you will recounter Euphrates II for me. The esteemed Lord Inquisitor has done away with all pretense and politeness. Now his orders no longer come with even the veneer of a request. Is he your valet or another Inquisition assassin? Why can't both be true? He has been a member of my retinue for 50 tearing years, and the person in my entourage who comes closest to being my confidant. We have had cause to be involved in many incidents whose reports have since been marked with a seal of silence. To what do I owe such an honor? To whom else could I entrust this mission? No need to feign ignorance. We both know the shortcomings of the other candidates for this position. At present, in the Expanse, there are two people with the perspective and steady hand required to control the situation, and they are both standing in this room. So if you will, dispense with the humble rogue trader act and win this war for me. Can you tell me more about Euphrates II? A sacred world on the Adeptus Mechanis off limits to lay people. I am one of the few who do not worship the Omnissiah to have set foot on its surface, or rather I was. Now it is crawling with unbelievers. The despicable world bearers attack and captured Euphrates too, and the cult of the Final Dawn brought an entire horde of heretics to the planet. Oh, the word barrels is there, huh? Registering the Saintly Alpha priority mission, the scourge of corrupted misbelievers reigning over blessed workshops fills the Omniscience faithful with anguish, activating auto-asceticism protocol. I offer a prayer for the liberation of the sacred world. I sent my troops to aid the exploratory forces laying siege to the world, but a rift occurred among the commanders. They needed an authoritative general, and you are perfect for the role. My confidence is not misplaced, I trust. Can I say no? What matter first brought you to Euphrates out of interest? An utterly transparent attempt to learn secret intelligence. I offered to make you my general, and you tried to pump me for information. Poorly done. The word bearers went there themselves. They didn't just send in their puppets. Clearly, the stakes for them are high enough. Urlon Cruel has stirred his profane self to make a personal appearance on Euphrates. Conrad von Veer, incidentally, is also there. I hear you two have unfinished business. Him, I will generously leave you. When you are finished with him, you may simply dispose of his mortal remains. No need to surrender them to the Inquisition for an inquest. Consider it my gift. What do they want with Euphrates? The reason behind their machinations will be pure speculation at this point. Bring me prisoners to interrogate, and perhaps we will gain some much needed insight. What forces do we have in place, and what is this rift? Explorer Fleet Divine Cognizance 7821 recalled its most combat-ready units to retake the world. They are supported by my most powerful strike fleet and a group of deadlier allies. I dispatched a pack of space wolves to hunt down the transgressors. Unfortunately, the leaders have failed to find a common language. The esteemed Thorvald is at odds with the conclave of the Mechanist Battle Congregation, and the Omniscience servants find Thorvald's striders nature off-putting, and neither group is fond of militant Sibyl, who commands my forces. We're not fond, to be precise. The esteemed militant perished along with his ship a week ago when his noble allies failed to support his offensive. How did you manage to enlist the aid of angels of the Emperor? I must remind you that I am still Lord Inquisitor of the Coronis Expanse, not merely some, what do you always say, Forsher, some grox bothered prick. If certain rogue traders at times allow themselves so to speak to me in an overly willful manner, that should not give you cause to give you cause to doubt my authority. You will be given the details when you arrive in orbit around Euphrates II. I'm afraid I must decline. Deal with your problems yourself. Raises his hand as if trying to stop you. But it is not a request, it's a command, and I am far past the point of humoring your pride and vanity. Bruh, we told him to get on with it. This document attests that the extraordinary powers you now have at your disposal. I'm counting on your success. Emperor's Palm. Alright, so we got these couple things to do.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
So now he got us trying to go out here and do some other kind of mission. It's getting crazy. Let's see. There's nobody here we really need to talk to.
Let the faith guide my path to glory. Let us walk this path to the end. The Divine watches over us.
Now we got to go all the way back over this way. Let's see how far we can get. Ah, we can get to this spot now. It says entry. Chronometer turned since the incidents. Witness, you claim that you left the Sanctum Navis on the Lady Navigator's orders. Affirmative, this unit acted in accordance with the maintenance protocol. Step 1, sense the sacred mechanisms for the duration of 15 chronometers turned. Step 2, you failed to inform the bridge about the imminent jump. I want to know why. Data unavailable. The Lady Navigator ordered that she be connected to the voice ship, but she did not order the preparation of the machine spirits for warp translation. Cause a ritual that cannot be identified by this unit's capabilities. This unit received the command to interrupt protocol and exit the Sanctum Navis. It says, no please, not the fingers. I'm going to break one for every word of a lie I hear coming from your mouth. Now talk. You have to believe me. All we did was prepare the canvas and mix the Lady Navigator's blood into the paints. Then we returned to lock open the shutter so the Lord Captain could see everything that was going on inside the Sanctum Navis from the observation chambers and grok shit. Armor glass can't shield you from a warp horrors. I swear, over my soul at the Golden Throne, Master and Force of the Lady Navigator only wanted to paint a picture for a ritual or some such. That's all I know. She wasn't going to use the power in her eye, but I still got as far away from there as I could. That's all I'm telling you. It says chronometer turns since the incident. We performed an emergency warp jump, barely activated the Geller field in time, and now we're being dragged to the throne knows where by unknown force. The Lady Navigator and the Lord Captain are still unaccounted for. Now tell me one more time, what transpired in the Sanctum Navis? I escorted the Lord Captain to the observation chambers and yelled at the servant for leaving the shutters open, but when I was told it was on the rogue trader's orders, we could see the Lady Navigator clearly through the arm glass. She was nervous, flickering through some manuscripts over and over. Her anxiety was passed on to the servants, and because of it, they just couldn't do anything right. Soon the servants were ordered to leave the Sanctum Navis, and Lady Navigator picked up her brush and trance. She started dragging it across the canvas, painting one image over another, and another over another, the last and another. And then the Lord Captain noticed that there was a thing on the other side. The picture, covered in a layer of fresh blood, was coming to life, but the Lady Navigator was oblivious that it was the Lord Captain. That's when the Lord Captain dashed to the control panel, gave the order to shoot at the window, thus drawing her attention. He called out to Lady Cassia. Startled by the Lord Captain's cry, the Lady Navigator answered. That's when I realized it. The armor glass between us and the Sanctum Navis was gone, and the thing in the painting, they broke free. And what happened next? I barely remember a thing. There was a bright flash, a purple blur. I remember feeling so scared that my knees were shaking. I remember my legs carrying me away like they had a mind of their own. As I ran, I heard screams behind me. The Lord Captain and Lady Cassia, oh God, Emperor, the creatures, they pulled them both inside the painting, sir. Mistress Voxmaster, I have a report that needs to be delivered to the senior officers. The Lord Captain and the Lady Navigator were lost during the emergency warp jump. Their whereabouts are still unknown. I'm sending you the interrogation reports. So we got pulled into the painting. Orselio's ritual did not go as planned. The warp disturbance triggered by the Lady Navigator's trance washed over the Sanctum Navis. The void ship's machine spirits reacted to the surge of the Immaterium and interpreted it as a call to action. Thus did the emergency jump into the unknown begin. Amid the shrieks of sirens, the clanging of shutters, and the distant hum of the warp engine, some unknown will pull the Lord Captain into the Sanctum Navis towards snatch the dagger. Okay, here we go. The ritual dagger of House Orselio cleaved the billowing shadows, and yet the painted hand reformed itself the moment after the blade passed through it. Cassia went limp in the clutches of her horrific creation and was immediately pulled to the other side of the painting. A moment later, Deacon, still clutching the dagger, was likewise plunged into the depths of the world the Lady Navigator had created. He awoke, finding himself in the middle of a gigantic, boundless, billowing nothingness. His body felt weightless, floating in the void, strewn with hundreds of Lady Navigator's colors, some of them bright, warm, and alluring, others morose, cold, and heavy. The Lord Captain swam toward the dark colors, closed his eyes, and remained adrift in the weightlessness. He reached for the bright colors. He plunged into a river of bright hues, and flashes of rosy sunset and Iliad carried him down the dazzling stream. Before long, the Lord Captain was standing in an idyllic garden permeated with the fragrance of flowers and the singing of birds. Servants in purple livery darted back and forth, attending to a withered old woman in a navigator's mask. Sitting on her lap and smiling coyly to everyone was a little girl with ruby eyes and white hair. Be a good little girl, my child, until the day we meet again. With trembling hands, the woman handed the girl to a navigator in a laboratory attire. I am out of time. Prepare the child for the Atlas transfer and destroy all records and mentions of the world of Ear TV. None must learn of that which took place here, and remember, her body must grow strong for it to accept my power, and once I have returned, loyalty will be rewarded. The memory dissipated, and a gust of silvery wind hurled the Lord Captain back into the ocean of nothingness. But this time the nothingness felt dismal. Instead of bright hues, all it contained was shadows of invisible monsters swimming by, shrouded by a nebulous veil of unfathomableness. The Lord Captain swam toward the dark colors. A grayish blue wave swallowed the Lord Captain, and the feeling of lightness disappeared as his limbs grew heavy. Again, Deacon fell on the floor hard of a laboratory cluttered with vats, and tall as humans inside them were dozens, hundreds even, of repulsive mutants. Some had no arms or legs, or two heads, or no face, or their innards turned inside out, but each had white skin, white hair, long clawed limbs, and ruby eyes. My lady, the child is born. A tall old woman slowly approached one of the vats, reading stable mutations. None were detected at any of the stages. Genes identical, my lady. Chances of survival 100 times higher than any of the previous experiments. How long will it take to grow this child? I fear accelerating the process might cause the body to fail. The only one after years of silence. I understand the situation, natural growth. I do not have that much time. We will have to go with the backup plan. Yes, Novator, it will be done. The memory dissipated, and the gust of wind hurled Lord Commander back into the ocean of nothingness. But this time the nothingness felt dismal. Okay. He stayed in the ocean of nothingness, devoid of any sensation or emotion until an ornate ritual dagger floated before his eyes and reminded him of a world that once seemed more real than this one. Someone's screams broke the delicate equilibrium of the Lord Captain's motionless body, and the weightlessness released him. He plummeted into the maroon abyss of roiling illusions, but was now in full control of his body again. Then Deacon descended into the abyss toward the screams. The Lord Captain crashed from an immeasurable height to the bottom of the roiling abyss, and the next moment Deacon saw two figures amid the billowing maroon mist. One of the figures, unnaturally gaunt and tall, was clutching the other, smaller one, in his claws, screaming furiously. The Lord Captain peered. Let's do that. Yes. In the swirling mist all around him, he could make out human faces stricken with torment, and not just human faces. There were Xenos, Aldari, their features fused together with those of humans, which made the Crimson Spectre look all the more abominable. Their gazes and their rage were directed at the two unmoving figures facing each other. One step was all it took for some unknown force to notice the Lord Captain, seize him, and drag him through the painting, twisted space. Now the Lord Captain could clearly see the dark shades of the long dead navigator leaning over Cassia, clutching her neck in his clawed fingers. The shade screamed, "You were given life because of me. You survived because of me. And here you are now, because I have willed it so. Bow before me. Tell me what I wish to hear, and your suffering will end. Go on, child. I've waited so long. Submit to me." Cassia looked exhausted, her body covered in hundreds of thin cuts, her lips lacerated, claw marks on her cheeks. There was horror and desperation in her eyes. "You lie. I cannot be you. I am me." Cassia's voice cracked and crimson tears started down her cheeks. "You know you are lying to yourself, child." A chilling voice made Deacon's ears ring. "You saw everything. I created you. You are the child. You are me. And so it must be. Ah, yes, I am the child. You are me. And so it must be." Cassia went limp, and Tisiphone or Celio's merciless grasp, and closed her eyes. Let's try this. Succeeded. The Lord Captain's words attracted not just Lady Cassia's attention. Tio, finally noticing the presence of a living creature in the bizarre world, turned to face the interloper and lunged forward, seething the rage. When the entity's claws were millimeters from the rogue trader's throat, Cassia opened her navigator's eye, and a wave of unbridled warp energy obliterated the specter before she realized what was happening. The Lady Navigator graced the Lord Captain with a tired smile. The abortive ritual had turned out to be a trap set for Lady Cassia by the previous novator of her house, but the rogue trader had ensured that her plan had failed to ruin, and now it was time to desert that accursed place. Cassia took the rogue trader's hand and guided him through the maroon mist and out of the painting. Their unconscious bodies were discovered in the Sanctum Navis 20 Terran days after their disappearance, as soon as the rogue trader's voice ship had emerged from the warp in an unknown system. Okay. We didn't get any new routes. What the H? Desert world added to the worlds of expanse. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and stop here. It's been a little bit over an hour, so we'll stop here on this part of the mission, and we'll come back. We'll go ahead and go down to the Palace of the Atlas and see what's down there, see if we can go ahead and complete this mission. Let me know if you guys did like this episode. If you have, please hit the like, subscribe, share the video if you know any others that like this kind of content. Let me know down in the comments if there's any other games you'd like to see me play, or what do you guys think about this playthrough. I do appreciate you guys checking out the video, and with that, I'll catch you on the next one.